When I was in school, like many of you, we learned about the Holocaust. We learned about one of the darkest chapters in human history, the systematic persecution and murder of millions of people during World War II. And one story in particular stuck with many of us, the diary of Anne Frank, a young girl hiding from a world that had decided her life was less valuable. That story was powerful because it made the suffering human and it made it real. If you ask older generations, many of them will tell you that the Holocaust wasn't always taught in schools the same way it was in the 80s and 90s. Over time, education expanded, survivor stories were shared, museums were built, and the world tried to understand what had happened. But that's important, because remembering suffering is one way societies try to prevent it from happening again. The deeper question we all eventually face is, how do we hold compassion for the suffering of the past without allowing the tragedies of history to be used to justify the new suffering today? When you look across the centuries, wars are almost always framed through powerful narratives, religion, prophecy, identity, security, destiny. Imaginary lines get drawn in the sand. Nations rise, empires expand, and ordinary people are the ones who bleed. And if you zoom out further, war doesn't just happen on battlefields, it happens in stories, in propaganda, in narratives that tell us who deserves empathy and who doesn't. The moment you begin recognizing those patterns, you realize that humanity keeps repeating the same cycles because we keep reacting emotionally to the stories that we're told. The real awakening is learning to pause, to ask questions, to recognize when a narrative is trying to pull you into hatred, fear, or blind loyalty. And sometimes the most powerful act of awareness is simple. Change the fucking channel. Step back from the emotional manipulation. And remember that beyond the flags, borders, and politics, the people suffering on every side of war are still human beings, just like you and I, caught in games of power and empire. And the longer we blindly cheer for these divisions, the longer we unknowingly give consent to these systems that keep these cycles alive. Real awareness begins when we stop reacting to the scripts and start recognizing the pattern. Sending you love and gratitude always. May souls be with you.